Okay, so last lecture we had dealt with this part, advantages of single entry system. So we had done these advantages. It is, yeah, I have already explained this. It is most simple method of recording business transaction. Maintenance of accounting records does not require adequate knowledge of the principles of bookkeeping. It is less costlier than the double entry system of bookkeeping, and calculation of profit or loss is much easier. It is quite suitable for the small scale organizations having limited number of transactions and few assets and liabilities. So all this we have done in the last lecture. Now let us come to the next aspect, that is disadvantages or limitations of this method. Okay, so obviously this method has a lot of limitations. That is the reason it is not adopted, and it is one of the reasons why in single entry we convert all the transactions into double entry system of bookkeeping. So the very first limitation is arithmetical accuracy of the accounts cannot be checked, obviously, because for every transaction you are either giving a debit or a credit effect, whereas as per the accounting rule you should give a debit effect as well as a credit effect. Okay, so because of which the trial balance will not tally since there is no arithmetical accuracy. Okay, so trial balance cannot be prepared, and if trial balance cannot be prepared, then final accounts cannot be done. Okay, yeah. The second, the system gives scope for misappropriations and frauds, obviously, because you are not giving two aspects to a transaction. So if you are doing the debit wala aspect, the credit wala aspect is not given, or if you are doing the credit wala aspect, then the debit wala aspect is not given. Okay, it is like that. Fine. So obviously there is no proper internal controls and internal checks as to frauds and misappropriations, right? Yeah. So trading account cannot be prepared as goods account are not maintained in as per single entry system, and because of which if there is no trading account prepared, then there can be no calculation of gross profit. Okay, so we cannot have a gross profit or gross loss ascertainment. Okay, in ascertainment means calculation. Fourth is P&L account also cannot be prepared as the accounts of expenses and incomes are not opened. So net profit or net loss cannot be ascertained, obviously. Okay, since you're not preparing a trading account, so P&L account is also not prepared because of the lacunas in single entry system of accounting. Then balance sheet cannot be prepared as real account and other accounts are not maintained. Okay, जब तुम्हारा ट्रायल बैलेंस ही नहीं है तो तुम्हारा फाइनल अकाउंट्स कैसे होगा, फाइनलाइजेशन ऑफ अकाउंट्स ही नहीं होगा, तो बैलेंस शीट भी नहीं बनेगा. ओके, in the absence of final accounts it becomes difficult to know the exact financial position of a business organization, obviously. Then at the time of sale of business, okay, it becomes extremely difficult to determine the purchase consideration. Okay, now students, this aspect which I have highlighted as PC, purchase consideration, ये कब होता है जब companies का amalgamation होता है. Whenever there is an amalgamation of a company, say for example a company A is amalgamating with company B, so in future they will be now कंपनी ए एंड बी, बिकॉज कंपनी ए अलग था, कंपनी बी अलग था, दोनों अभी अमालगमेट हो गए हैं, तो अभी फ्यूचर में कंपनी का नाम हो जाएगा ए बी. ठीक है, तो व्हेन यू आर अमालगमेटिंग देर इज अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ परचेज कंसिडरेशन विच इज टेकन इनटू ascertainment, दैट इज कैलकुलेशन. ओके, जिसके बेसिस पे अभी सपोज कंपनी ए ने कंपनी बी को खरीदा, अमालगमेट हो रहा है, तो कंपनी ए इज पावरफुल, कंपनी बी को उसने अमालगमेट किया. ओके, तो वो क्या करेगा, कंपनी बी को एक परचेज प्राइस पे खरीदेगा, एक प्राइस पे वो उसको खरीदेगा. तो व्हाट इज दिस परचेज कंसिडरेशन? इट इज नोन एज द वैल्यूएशन ऑफ एसेट्स एंड लाइबिलिटीज and the goodwill of the business. Okay, so when you go in your second year, that is your semester 3 and 4, there you have this topic amalgamation, and there you will learn how a PC, a purchase consideration, is calculated. Okay, so obviously if you want to know the purchase consideration, it cannot be ascertained with the help of single entry system of bookkeeping, right? Then tax returns will not be correct, obviously. Then nine, accounts prepared on the basis of single entry do not inspire confidence in the outsiders. Absolutely correct. Okay, if you want to gain confidence with your third parties, that is your creditors, your bankers, your shareholders, तो वो तो ऑडिटेड, वो उनको कॉन्फिडेंस कब आएगा जब वो तुम्हारा फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स देखेंगे, वो भी सर्टिफाइड बाय द ऑडिटर. Okay, and when will the auditor certified? Obviously if it is done under double entry system of bookkeeping. Okay, yeah. So these are all the possible loopholes or lacunas or limitations of single entry system of bookkeeping. Next, distinguish between a double entry system and a single entry system. Okay, so double entry system may, the first aspect that comes is the meaning. Both the aspects of each transactions are recorded. Okay, that is what I said in the beginning also of the lecture, that a debit effect as well as a credit effect is given. Okay, single entry में ऐसा नहीं होता है, both the aspects of each transactions are not recorded. Okay, it is complete scientific and satisfactory system. Why? Because I can have a internal check, and I can have I can verify whatever steps I have done with respect to recording of transaction, posting them into ledgers, making a trial balance. So like that I can have a complete check over the accounting transactions that I have recorded. Whereas in case of single entry, it is incomplete, unscientific and unsatisfactory system. Then third point, it is possible to prepare a trial balance in double entry system, whereas in single entry system, obviously you cannot make a trial balance because there are no two effects given. Fourth, arithmetical accuracy of the books of accounts can be verified, and in case of single entry system, obviously it cannot be verified. Then fifth, all the types of accounts are kept in double entry system of bookkeeping. All the types of accounts means I'm talking about personal account, nominal account, real account. Okay, whereas in single entry, no. Generally in single entry, personal account of debtors, creditors, and cash is only maintained. That's it. Okay. Then last, it is possible to prepare trial trading account, P&L account, and a balance sheet in case of a double entry system of bookkeeping. That means you can have finalization of your accounts, whereas in single entry system, that's very difficult. Okay. Then balance sheet, yes, very important. In balance sheet, the values of assets and liabilities are taken from ledger, whereas in case of yeah, this is one of the thin line of difference between double entry and single entry. In double entry, balance sheet बनता है और balance sheet का values कहाँ से आता है? From the ledgers. Balance sheet values of the assets and liabilities that you write, it is coming from where? It comes from the ledger accounts. Whereas in case of single entry system, in statement of affairs, we don't prepare a balance sheet, we prepare a statement of affairs. The values of assets and liabilities are obtained by physical inspection and estimates. कोई ledger नहीं बनता है उधर. ओके, एक रफ, एक रैंडम आपके पास एक फिगर है और उसी को उसी के हेल्प से आपने एक स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेयर्स बनाया है. ओके, या देन स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अफेयर्स मीन्स ओपनिंग बैलेंस शीट. या a balance sheet reveals correct financial position, whereas a statement of affairs cannot reveal correct financial position. Why? Because the figures that is taken in statement of affairs, it is actually on the basis of just random physical inspections and estimates. Okay, they are not real. Yeah. Then double entry system of bookkeeping is adopted by everyone, all concerns, whether small organizations, medium scale organizations, or large organizations. And single entry still it is followed in India, but only by small organizations. ओके, वो भी उनके लिए भी कंपलसरी नहीं, ऑप्शनल है. अगर उनको डबल एंट्री सिस्टम फॉलो करना है वो कर सकते हैं, पर उनके लिए सिंगल एंट्री सिस्टम भी है, अवेलेबल है. ओके, बट कंपल्शन नहीं है कि सिंगल एंट्री फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. दे कैन फॉलो, इवन स्मॉल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस कैन फॉलो double entry system of bookkeeping. Okay, I hope all these points are clear to you all. So this is what we had discussed in the theoretical part. Let me come to it. Yeah, this was the definition we had done, then the features we had done, then advantages we had done. See, if you compare, मैंने कितने disadvantages आपके साथ डिस्कस किए? 9. और advantages किसके कितने हैं इसके? Only 5. तो अभी तभी तो ये मेथड यूज नहीं होता ना. इट हैज़ सर्टेन एडवांटेजेस बट ओनली विद रिस्पेक्ट टू स्मॉल स्केल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. दैट्स इट. Okay, so 5 advantages and see the disadvantages, 9 disadvantages. ओके, तो अगर ये मेथड बहुत ही अच्छा होता तो इसके एडवांटेजेस ज़्यादा होते, डिसएडवांटेजेस कम होते, बट इधर ऐसा नहीं है ऑब्वियसली, बिकॉज इन कंपेरिजन दिस मेथड इज नॉट एट ऑल इफेक्टिव. दैट इज वाई इफ यू कंपेयर ऑल्सो द एडवांटेजेस आर 5 and the disadvantages are 9. Okay, and then last में we had discussed ये distinguish between double entry system and single entry system of accounting. Okay, so this was the theoretical part. Fine. I hope I'm clear with everyone with respect to the theoretical part of yeah, single entry system of bookkeeping. Okay. Yeah. So next lecture we will look into the methods of single entry system. This part, the methods of single entry system, that is statement of affairs, which you have already done in your junior college, that is 11th and 12th. And this year you will be learning the conversion method under single entry system of bookkeeping. Okay.